Hello, thank you for agreeing to talk with me today. Just a reminder, this isn't counseling session and we'll keep things light. We are going to talk about a big change you have experienced. Everything you say will stay between us, and except for my instructor who'll be going back to watch the video. Is that okay with you? Are you ready?
Yes, I'm ready, and that's okay.
All right, great. So I know you're studying computer science in college. Can you tell me about a big change you have experienced when studying college?
Yes. So I think the biggest change was moving away from home. I grew up in a small town, so when I went to college, I moved to a big city, and it was a big change.
Wow, that must have been quite adjustment. Can you tell me more about how that felt at that time?
Honestly, it was overwhelming at first. I was excited to be on my own on one side, but I was also very anxious. I wasn't used to the noise, and I wasn't also used to the way life moves fast here, and I felt pretty lost for the first couple of months.
I get that moving to new place can be really tough, especially when it's so different from what you have used to. It sounds like you felt a mix of excitement and anxiety, right?
Yes, exactly. I was excited to meet new people and explore new things, but I also felt out of place. It didn't feel like home because it was a different place and it was much different from home. So it was hard to adjust to everything all at once.
I see. It sounds like you had a lot of emotion to deal with. What helped you get through those first few months?
Honestly, I think it was connecting with other students. There were a lot of people who felt the same way as me. And once I started making some friends, things got better. We were all trying to figure it out together, and that made me feel less alone.
That makes sense. That makes a lot of sense. Having supporting really helps. Having support really helps. What kind of activities groups helped you meet those friends? Like, did you do anything? What kind of activities that made you meet the friends?
So, at first, we started out as joining study groups for one of my computer science classes, and I also joined the tech club on campus. And it was nice because we had a lot in common in the club and in the class, and we could help each other with homework and projects, and that made it easy.
Wow, it's great that you have found those groups. Did you have any challenges with your classes during this time?
Oh, definitely. The workload in college was much more than I expected. In high school, you see, I felt like I had everything under control. But in college,
Mhm.
I realized that I needed to change how I studied. Um, I remember there were times when I felt really overwhelmed by how much work we had,
Mhm.
especially in my computer science classes.
I can imagine that must be tough. How did you handle the extra workload? Because, like you said, high school is very different from college. How did you handle all the workload that comes with college?
Honestly, at first I struggled a lot, but I eventually learned how to manage my time better. For instance, I started using a planner to keep track of my assignments and deadlines, and I had to break down most of my big projects to become to smaller tasks. And going to office hours actually helped a lot. And talking to professors and teaching assistants it helped me to grasp the material better and to make the material easier to understand. And all of this made me feel supported.
That's great idea. Using Office and planning your time well can really help. Did you need to make any changes in your personal life too?
Yeah, uh, yeah, for sure. I One of the biggest things I had to change was my sleep schedule. In high school, I could stay up late and wake up
Mhm.
early, but that didn't work in college. I realized that I need to get enough sleep if I wanted to stay focused in my classes. It was hard at first, but once I got it on a better sleep schedule, it felt a lot better.
Sleep is super important thing, especially when you have a busy schedule. You need a lot of sleep. Yeah. Were there any other things about college life that surprised you or took time to get used to?
Um, so what I think surprised me the most was how important it is to take breaks and to make time for myself. At first, I thought I had to study all the time to keep up with everything that is going on, but I eventually realized that taking breaks actually helped. And I also started going to the gym. I didn't go to the gym before that. Um, and so a few times a week, I would go to the gym, and that actually helped me to clear my mind and manage stress because there's a lot of stress in college. And
Wow.
also, it's easy to forget about taking care of oneself when you're
Yes.
focused on school. So it
Mhm.
did make a real difference to me.
Wow, that's such a good point. Finding balance is really important. It sounds like you have done great balancing schoolwork and your personal life. How do you think these experiences have changed you as a person?
Um, yeah. So because of everything I was doing, I I think eventually I started to become a better person, and the experiences actually made me stronger. Um, I learned to adapt to new situations and faced challenges head on. Um, and moving away from home, adjusting to a new environment, and handling all the workload, what it did is it taught me a lot about myself. And right now, I feel more independent and um, I'm more confident that I can handle whatever comes my way in the future.
That sounds amazing to hear. It's clear that you have grown a lot through these experiences. If you could give advice to someone who is about to start college and nervous, what would you say to them?
Um, that's a really hard question. I I think um, I'll tell them that it's okay to feel overwhelmed at first. I'll definitely tell them about my experiences and how I felt overwhelmed myself. Um, but then I'll also tell them that when you're overwhelmed, don't stay alone, don't keep it to yourself. Um, it shouldn't stop you from reaching out to others. Um, you should try and find groups and clubs that will interest you. And basically, don't be afraid to ask for help when you need it. Some of the kids will think that asking for help is it shows weakness. It shows that you're weak and you're not strong, but really it's the opposite. When you're able to ask for help, it's actually a good thing. It shows that you're a strong person and you want to grow from the experience. So I think from my experience, I'll also tell them that everyone around them, when they look around them, they should actually know that everyone around them is going through the same thing.
Mhm.
And most of the people actually are happy to help if you ask for the help.
Yes.
And 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 I would also make sure that they know that taking care of themselves, getting enough sleep, exercise, and making time for things they enjoy, it's really important because college is more than just school. It's about learning about yourself and finding balance.
That's really great advice. I think a lot of people will find that helpful. Did you have any moment when you really felt like you were starting to belong or feel comfortable with your colleagues?
Yeah, actually, I remember one moment very well. It was during the first round of midterms, and I was really stressed about a computer science exam. A friend in my study group invited me to their dorm to study, and we ended up staying up late, helping each other, and we even ordered pizza. Um, it was the first time I felt like I had the support system, and it made me feel like I wasn't alone. Um, it was a small thing, but it really meant a lot to me, and it's one of those things I'll always remember as one of the biggest memories from college.
That sounds like a really meaningful experience. It's amazing how those small moments of connection can make such a big difference. Were there any other events or activities that helped you feel more connected to the campus?
Yeah, I went to some social events organized by tech clubs, and and I also went to some culture events on campus. And one of the most fun events was a hackathon that the tech club organized. It was a 24-hour event, and we worked in teams to build something from scratch, which was really intense, but it was also a great way to bond with people who had similar interests. And so we ended up making a simple app. And even though we didn't win, it was a great experience because I got to work with others and I learned a lot from them.
Wow, that sounds like awesome experience. Hackathons can be really intense, but it sounds like you learned a lot, both technically and terms of teamwork. How does events change how you see computer science and your future goals?
Um, the events definitely helped me see that computer science isn't just about coding. It's really about working together and problem solving. And so working on projects with others, sharing ideas and learning from different perspectives, it made me appreciate the field of computer science even more. I
Okay.
ended up feeling like I want to work in an environment where I can be part of a team, like in software development or a tech startup. And I want to use my skills and also keep learning from others.
That's really great insight. Collaboration is such a big part of this tech industry. And it's great that you are already thinking about that. What do you think has been most rewarding part of your college experience so far?
Hmm. I think the most rewarding part um, has been seeing how much I've grown. When I think about how I felt during those past few weeks, feeling anxious and overwhelmed, um, and then I think about where I am right now, I can see how much it's changed. I'm more confident right now, more capable, and I have made great friends along the way. Um, it's also rewarding to know that I've been able to help others, whether it's through study groups or just being there for friends. It makes me feel like I'm part of a community, and that's really a great thing. And it makes me feel um, like I've, I've I've grown so much, and it's really fulfilling.
That's wonderful to hear. It sounds like you have really made the most of your time in college. Before we wrap up, I'm curious, what are you most looking forward in the next few years of college?
Hmm. Um,
Are you looking forward to like what are you expecting to do?
I'm really looking forward to getting more involved in internships and real world projects because I want to use what I've learned in classes to solve problems and see the impact of my work. I'm also excited to take more specialized classes like machine learning and AI. I think those areas are really interesting, and I want to see where they take me. And of course, I'm looking forward to making more memories with friends and continuing to grow through um, more experiences and try new things to make sure that I get the most out of college.
That sounds like a lot to look forward to. You have such a positive outlook, and I'm sure you will do great things. Thank you so much for sharing your experience today. It's been inspiring to hear about your growth and resilience. Thank you so much. I appreciate you.
Thank you for having me. And I was surprised to hear your invitation. I don't know how or why you chose to speak to me for your class project, but of course, I always like speaking to you. And this was a great interview. And it actually helped me to think more about my journey. And I'm really glad I did it. I almost canceled because I have really pressing assignments and projects. But I thought, I might as well, catch up with you and take this time to speak to you. Um, Thank you so much. It was nice to think about everything, and I appreciate the chance to share my story.
Absolutely. Reflection is such a valuable part of the process. I wish you all the best with your studies, internship, and everything else you do. Take care and feel free to reach out if you need anything, if you have questions. I really appreciate Moses. Thank you for your time.
Thank you. I really appreciate that. Have a great day.
You too. Thank you.